And before I let you take over, I do want to give an official introduction to you because for those who, for some reason, don't know Francisco, I think it's really important to shine a light for a moment and give a little context to the incredible community builder Francisco is. So, in addition to being founder of Led by Community and Community Week, Francisco is a growth marketer with extensive experience in digital marketing, web design, community led growth. He spent over a decade running a successful digital agency in Latin America, where he built more than 150 WordPress websites. And then after relocating to the UK about 7 years ago, Francisco led digital marketing campaigns for high profile tourism boards and many different companies. He then later founded the unofficial Buddy Boss community, thriving hub with community powered course creators, and served as marketing director for both Buddy Boss, Wishlist member, supporting over 100,000 members on the site. And now Francisco helps SaaS and WordPress companies drive growth through partnerships and demand generation. And as we said, also using Led By to organize the amazing loop that we are just now coming to a close. So thank you so much, Francisco, for all that you do. I'm grateful personally. I know all of us in the community are as well. So please take it away, share your wisdom with us.
Oh, that was a very long backstory. Well, it's 9 years and a half and counting now in the UK. So yeah, that bio is still 2 years old. But thank you so much. It was nice to remember a bit of the story. Well, thank you, Tali. Mostly today, I wanted to preach, one concept that I have been sharing. I would say almost a year now. That is this concept about co-ownership and co-creation. I feel that the key not to put members in the spotlight is to empower them to do the magic, is to put the spotlight on them, not on whoever or is the community team or the community leader. So today, mostly we have a few slides to understand essential ideas behind this concept of co-ownership and co-creation. Also, a few activities where you can also participate if you want. After that, we are going to include, of course, a few regular big brands that have been doing this really well, but also a few small examples how we internally at Led by Community have been doing and trying to actually eat or dog food, as the company says, try to actually empower our members to own initiatives and programs that benefit many other members in the community. So let me go and try to share a few slides here. I think this is the right one. There you go. So the title is From Audience to Owners, Rethinking How We Actually Manage Community Participation. That's the idea. Now, there are a few concepts that we are going to cover today, like rethinking community participation is to unlock the passive engagement. Actually, lurkers get benefits of everything we do, but how we can actually empower them to be active and not be then sleeping. Then what is shared ownership? How actually communities can thrive when they apply the shared ownership principle. And then the final is how you can actually use co-ownership to trigger meaningful connections that are the outcome of the consequence of contribution. So this is exciting idea. The first is have clear that participation is not the same as ownership. Showing up for an event like this one even is not the same as investing your time and resources, let's say becoming a host, becoming a moderator, becoming a speaker, all the work that is behind, and also like the ownership related, to own a piece of something. The second point is audience. It's the same as just consumption. So this concept of audience is different than the community. Like communities, usually members should find a way to contribute. That is the big difference between audiences. In audiences is broadcast, someone is broadcasting, but in communities, we should not be the broadcasters. We should empower our members to actually contribute. The third point is owners. It means when we enable our members to be owners, we are giving them responsibility. So we should think about how we can promote or even enhance the way we do stewardship, and how do we care for members that are actually receiving more responsibility in our communities. And finally, more shared power, more meaningful outcomes. Okay, so we need to distribute this leadership. Now, big brands examples always there because it's good to have a reference, a North Star point. Lego, they allow fans to co-create products, and then actually members have a chance to vote on designs that go straight to production. So that is the impact of this ownership that Lego is sharing within their community. Then Duolingo, volunteers moderate and guide, then community shape also the learning experience. Patagonia Action Works, maybe you have heard. No, they members lead local campaigns. At Led by Community, we have local chapters, for instance, in around 20 cities on different countries in the world, where all chapter leaders, volunteers actually also run meetups on behalf of Led by Community. Then it's a clear example. I included next to the big brands because I think that this is a small example. For instance, the mentorship program that we ran this year, that is actually running, that was 100% member-led. Like Francisco is not involved in the process. I'm not the decision maker, nothing. Even though I am the founder of the community, I'm not the one owning anything in the mentorship program. And I'll explain how true and how powerful is that. Let me switch quickly to this tab in my browser, where you can see on our old site how we promote this mentorship program. So the only job I did was to create the landing page, actually. That was my part of the ownership. And then you can see that we were promoting the program, explaining how it works, why join, who can participate, FAQs. But this is the important part. Like, the mentorship program is a member-led initiative, and you can see exactly who own it. No, Tali, she was like the advisor for the mentorship program. Then Fonobon, Candice Glover, Piper Wilson, and Kagri, that are led by community members, they were all working together to make this mentorship program happen. So the photo that you saw, this one, was an outcome or a consequence of their heavy work. No, so when we think about empowering members to own, this is a good example at small scale for a community of practice. But this is a beautiful example, and I'm really excited and proud of what they have achieved so far with this first cohort of the mentorship program. We have seen even mentors and mentees sharing how happy they are of being participating on it. So that is for me kind of, even though it hasn't finished, is already for me a success, right? Now let's do some playtime. Are you able to scan this on your phone? Or no, if you are in the computer, I think that my friend Paola can share a link in the chat. If you are in the computer, you can click a link. No, there you go. I'm using a platform named Scenes. No, so I'm going to actually play that here, so you can we can actually interact. But we should go for activity number 1, though. Give me 1 minute. This one. There you go. Activity 1 is mapping your stakeholders. What this means? This means you could list current roles in your community who are actually actively participating. What are the roles that you see in your community? A few communities have these members that are answering all questions. A few communities have this member that is maybe welcoming everyone. Like, you don't know why, but that person is always welcoming everyone. Or this is a person who is always reporting bugs in your software, right? Your community has different roles, so try to list them. No, you can use these cards to actually list them. No, so if you click the plus, you can create a card and list the roles. I would say the welcomer, the knowledge bomb dropper. An example. Sometimes then the blogger, then the thought provoking. These are just like random examples of like things that we can easily spot in a community of practice, right? There is someone always friendly, welcoming everyone. Then there is someone that is always doing research, reading books that come up with, hey, I have learned this, I have been exploring this concept, and I love that, right? So let me just add the note, and then close. And you can see now the notes are being saved here, so we can all collaborate. So this is a small example. List first, no, who participates in your community. That's the first part of this activity. The second one is add one new responsibility per role. One new responsibility per role. Let's figure out. Ah, I remember now that there is a delay. All right. I think that there is a small delay, so I'm going to be patient with you. Apologies. I'm probably a bit nervous, so that's why I'm rushing. But I'm going to breathe a few seconds so you have time to actually write a few of these roles. Okay. Okay. Yes, I just remembered. No problem. You can take your time. I can see tally cards happening. Michael, yes, thank you for engaging and participating. No, then the complainer. You can see Tali just included the complainer, the one with ideas, the one who answers questions. Yes, I love that. Yes. Now let's keep. This is like mostly to help us reframe, the way we consider how our members can move forward in the, in this ladder of ownership. Now, let's pick any of the roles that we have listed, any now, and let's add one more responsibility for them. For example, I'm going to knowledge. No, I'm going to create for the welcomer. No, the new responsibility will be, have one-to-one with two, even one member per week. One new member per week. Easy as that. No, so now this person already has a role. Sometimes we assign roles when people say, hey, I want to help, and other times people just take over like naturally their role. Like no one is asking the welcomer to do that, but that person is still welcoming everyone, being kind with everyone, right? And then now imagine that this welcomer is actually acquiring a new responsibility. So you want to talk with this welcomer, first give them the proper kudos for the work that this person is doing, and then you can say, hey, have you considered that maybe you could expand all this good vibe that you are delivering to our new members? Maybe if you have 15 minutes per week, you could share your calendar with any of these people you are welcoming, and you could connect and have a virtual coffee with them, 15 minutes. What do you think about it? And in that way, you are gradually moving them forward up in the ownership or co-ownership ladder. It's a small example, but this can help you understand and realize how gradual the progress towards that engagement and community co-creation ladder can go. All right. And then the third stage of this activity, number one, says, what roles have potential? Like, who could take more leadership? Now, let's go back to the first card, this example I put here. We have, maybe I can zoom in a little bit. All right, that's good. So imagine we have welcomer, knowledge bomb, or let's go for Tali. Tali says, the one who answers questions. All right. Imagine that we are going to assign work to the one who answers questions, right? So the one who answers questions. The potential, why we know that has potential? Because has experience and knowledge. Now, leadership, what this person could lead. Can you come up with an idea? Do you want to share any idea in the chat or no there? What we could do, like this person has experience and knowledge, and how we could allow these people to take more leadership. For example, maybe this person could write the weekly recap of the topics discussed this week. A bit redundant, but you get the idea. No? Okay, weekly recap of topic discussed the previous week. Makes sense. No? So every Monday, this person is going to write and check what happened in the community last week, and then on Monday he or she can give us a recap of what happened. Okay, this is an example, a small activity to mostly understand how we can gradually understand and map our stakeholders, and also actually how we could analyze their potential to assume more responsibility. All right, go back. So the same that we did on scenes is here. List your current roles, add one responsibility per role, and then figure out who could take on more leadership, right? Who has the potential to co-own your community. Let's move on. Now, when we are building community programs, we do research. We love to. Sorry, I'm going to pause. Daniel says they could nominate content for the creation of new knowledge articles. Love it. Yeah, that's very, very smart way. No, they could also be the ones marking things as solutions. Yeah, perfect. Now, when we are designing or building community programs, we love to write extended docs and breaking down things, and we should this and we should do that, and yeah, we love the theory for many. It's not my case. I'm more like the creative guy, but many, especially in B2B, you actually need some structure. So now the key, the secret is from the beginning, you should design your community programs for agency. That means from the beginning, you should try to think about, okay, we are going to launch maybe an ambassador program. What micro roles can live within this small program? Then also you should share the backend. People love that. I have been trying to do 10 interviews per week to figure out what people are looking for, what are benefits the ambassadors are trying to receive. Like, show the backend. Like, people love to understand that. And when you share that, people feel more connected with your activity as community leader. Then another aspect is be willing to give decisions away. So sometimes you know that the program needs this direction, right? But you also should build your program in a way that it has some room for flexibility, so you can include your community input to shape the direction of the program that's still matching and mapped to all those KPIs, OKRs, and all that boring stuff that you should fulfill no matter what with your community program, right? And then the fourth, but really critical, is just not engage, but entrust, right? It's totally different. It's not just like, hey, what do you think? And that's it. No, we should go further. Like, hey, what do you think? Oh, I love this. I like that way. Do you think that you can actually help me realize or do things in that way? That is totally different approach. Is giving the power away and trusting them, right? Awesome. Let's keep going. Other examples of this idea, but more like in community category, is that for our community brand, let members choose campaign themes, share decisions on product direction, right? Then in the customer communities, maybe someone can help you run a product beta council, right? Or beta features, like sometimes SaaS has different beta features that are working on, and they can empower ambassadors to represent your brand on that. And then if you're running a nonprofit, probably you want to empower your members to run community-led events or initiatives, like, for example, the mentorship program. And then even in a few nonprofits, we have seen members actually doing all the fundraising campaigns. So I think that is really interesting. Activity 2, ownership shifts in action. Now, this pyramid is great because it helps us to understand how high someone can actually go into the community ladder. This pyramid is representing the community ladder, how from very broad and low lift responsibility someone can go very to the top to actually have full ownership of something. We have someone in the audience actually that went through all this pyramid within our community. I wanted to share the why and how, but you're going to see. For instance, one of our members, Serena's node, she started to join our meetups in London. That's why, how we connected. Then she joined our online community. She has been a speaker in our events. And then during July, when it comes the time to run the London Community Week, I was thinking, oh, the whole week is so many activities, and I needed to be away all those days from my family. And I said, maybe on Friday, I would love to have someone actually leading the unconference event. So the whole official event and conference. So I said, who will be keen and willing to take that ownership? Because it's a big challenge to run an official event, part of the London Community Week. And then I reach out to Serena, and Serena says, hey, Francisco, if I can kind of get the right information, connect with the right people, likely I can do it. So I try to provide everything she needs. I have to learn their way to run events and adapt myself and give away a ton of my kind of ownership on the event so she could feel comfortable to run it properly. What was the consequence? Well, on July 11, she was the one leading the Conference Plus that Led by Community ran during the London Community Week at Canva HQ. So kudos for Serena, because she went up to the top and took full ownership. And this is a very real example, how much ownership a member of the community can take within this co-ownership ladder. All right, let's go back to the activity number 2. I think that probably is a good idea to see. Next, there you go. The activity number 2, let me know once you are seeing this. No, the activity number 2 is the co-ownership ladder. First responsibility, a small task with support. So let's do the same. Try to create a card. Try to think about a role, or the first responsibility that you could delegate in one of your members, for after that, provide the right support to make it happen. For example, for us has been hosting an online webinar. Now, this has been one of the small tasks, I would say. And then the support provided has been script to run off the show. Then technical support from Paola, that is a community and events manager at Led by Community. And then awareness or personal brand boost by announcing this member will be the host of an event with a top community professional. So all this is a clear example of a level, first responsibility someone could take. Host an event is already a big, but still it's the first level. And then this is how actually we can support this person. So we do like technical checks, the dry run, then technical support in case of something is going south. Then we also help that person with awareness and boosting their personal brand by telling the world, hey, next week webinar is hosted by, right? That is one example of how we could start climbing up in the co-ownership ladder, but always with care. That's the point. You can see this is with support. There is no other way to get our members engaged, right? Now let's keep up. Well, even though we are scrolling down, but this is going up in the ladder, right? So the second level, collaborative leadership with shared decision making. Now, these are examples of how deep this person could go, right? Imagine someone wants to lead a local chapter. And then what is the support? Guidance and playbooks, maybe money, resources, partnerships, and venue. Again, another example of how we can allow members to take on more responsibility, but with our support, right? And finally, you already listen to my story, so like full big scale event, and then support, communications, resources, personnel, and yeah, but I think that's enough. I don't want to go because I think that my time is almost up. All right. But this is again, like how we could gradually be giving away, this ownership and empower our members to do more. All right. Let's keep going. My time is up. Again, we can think about how Lego allow members to vote on what is going to production. Remind Duolingo can create even course content, right? Patagonia is also a good example. Now they allow local chapters to actually drive social impact campaigns, right? Finally, just this is a homework, I would say. No, try to think on your first ownership experiment. What do you want to give away? Event planning, content creation, welcoming members. Then think about who. Identify potential co-owners for this. Engage regulars, subject experts, enthusiastic newcomers. And then how? Create a simple structure, set the right expectations, provide the resources, and then also success metrics, right? You should also communicate, hey, if you do this, success doing this task means or potentially will mean this and that, right? That's the idea. Now, finally, I know that my time is 1 minute, but the question for you, how your tech can actually enable co-ownership and co-creation. I'm going to share just a quick example. What we did. Sorry, I hear something on Zoom here. I need to make it quiet. All right. Sorry. Now let me go back to led by community. Now, this is one section that we have implemented in our new platform, led by community 2.0, because from the beginning, my idea to launch our own kind of custom, built, powered by Lovable community platform was to enable this idea of co-creation from the beginning, co-ownership. So once you are a member of the community, of course you have your profile, your inbox, but then the interesting part is my contributions dashboard, where every registered member of the community can actually submit an article. Hey, I have been learning about this and that, and this is my article. And then if you have any notes for the reviewing team, submit. And then what we do, we review your article, we publish in our blog, we promote your article in our newsletter, on social, everywhere else. So like from the beginning, even your tech can enable this idea of co-creation. And then probably you have seen that we share, we have shared around 50 stories of different community professionals globally. Now we enabled a section where actually now with the 2 clicks, everyone can share their own story and again, get featured everywhere, right? Then why about a community roadmap? We have also created a community roadmap where every member can have a bird's eye view of what's next, what's coming, right? Most of the times community roadmaps are hidden for the community team only, but we did inverse. Now we shared everything very open. Now, why if your members want to shape your content? We to try to share a few real examples of how we as organization are also preaching and actually practicing all this co-creation. Tali, are you there?
Hello, thank you so much for that, Francisco. Honestly, I can attest firsthand how you truly live by this co-creation. And I think that that's a real testament to everything that you shared with us today. So very much looking forward to Community 2.0 and continuing to co-create and co-lead together. So thank you so much for that. And Francisco, do you have any parting words for kind of the final session and the closing of loop of the last 24 hours?
I think that is just like always we should say thank you to Gainside Discourse, baby, because they give us a hand. And also probably I would say around 50 people in total across different time zones were volunteers making this happen. So that's also like a powerful testament about co-creation and co-ownership. Like even like doing a ton of tech checks so everyone knew how things work and all that. So I would say just kudos for Beth McIntyre, head of community at the CMX and Bevy, because she was the one last year reaching out and saying, hey, I have this crazy idea of trying to run a 24-hour online summit, and I'm looking for organizations that can make this happen, supporting us and all that. So yeah, that again, No Pass also, she has been really supportive with her team. They also did a ton of work behind the scenes on graphics, on promotion. So I would say everyone has done a little bit for everyone else to enjoy. So just thank you to everyone who was involved, every volunteer, and also the leaders that were leading the charge. And of course, our community partners as well. Keep community consultants collective. I think that they actually, and then Australians community managers, they were also helping us with awareness and all that. So yeah, I would say just close the show, dancing the song again.
Yes, so thanks to everyone you mentioned. Thank you, Francisco, to you as well, and to the Led By team and to the volunteers. And thank you to everyone who stuck with us today, who's been here live, who's going to be watching the replays. We're grateful to all of you. This has been unbelievable. So Francisco, if you want to end it with a song, and yeah, we'll just thank you again for sharing this with us.
Yeah, we should try it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You're in the loop. Ha, ha, woo. Let's go. Ha, no borders, just us. Ha, ha, in the loop. Ha, ha, just us. Come on, fake. From Sydney sun to London rain, we gather with purpose, not for fame. San Francisco dreams, Mumbai's fire. Together we climb, learn, and inspire. 3 voices lead, one world in view. CMX led by community, and the community collective too. No borders stop us, no time zone fight. We build as one, day through night. Boy, one day, one world, one loop. Linked by purpose, not just a group. No matter the space, no matter your crew, these lessons and stories were made for you. No borders, no silence, no muted truth. Just stories and strategies fresh with youth. Wherever you land in this vibrant group, you're not alone, you're in the loop. You're in the loop. You're in the loop. You're in the loop. You're not alone, you're in the loop. You might build for brands or volunteers, start new spaces or grow old peers. Whether you gather a team or a thread, these insights will land, go straight to your head. We pass the mic and lift each voice. Connection and learning, your time, your choice. This isn't a summit that sticks to one way. It's 24 hours to lead, learn, and play. One day, one world, one loop. Live by purpose, not just a group. From upland to space, no matter your crew, these lesson friend feelings were made for you. No borders, no silence, no muted truth. Just stories and strategies fresh with youth. Wherever you land in this vibrant group, you're not alone, you're in the loop. You're in the loop. You're in the loop. You're in the loop. You're not alone, you're in the loop. CMX, the community collective, led by community. You're not alone, you're in the loop. 3 teams, 1 thread. Community led, we build with care, we build with trust. No borders here, just all of us. Sure, one day, one world, one loop. The mic goes global, join the troop. Sydney to London, Mumbai to the Bay. The loop is moving, don't miss the day. Learn, connect, build what's true. The summit's made for leaders like you. Wherever you are,